Champion.
Oh, come on for it.
Welcome to this channel. Today in this video, we are going to talk about a very serious topic. It's not that serious, but Charlie, you are a computer science graduate.
Who told you?
And you are in this country, and I'm sure you are part of those who were as a face the country.
Yeah, I was part of
So let's say you are given opportunity to work for Baumia today as a computer science student.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, what did you actually learn in school that can help you change Ghana through technology?
But there is nothing new. No one is doing anything new again. Everything has been there, copy and paste. The certificate I'm holding, I can say that most people they have learned advanced. So if Barumia need any help, you will not be looking for me. Even when I go to Barumia, that I've gotten some IT certificate and I can do this and do that. You would think that
let's say they don't have the people to do that thing. What can you actually do right now?
Oh, right now, whatever he asked me to do, I can do it. Give me example. Something
like what can you think? What do you think Ghana is? What problem is Ghana having that you can solve using the computer knowledge that you have?
Ghana alone.
Or recently, okay, you aside from that, my brother. We've witnessed something in this country. That there's a lot of people who call you and tell you that, oh, go and do this, and that's the mobile money, emergency stuff, and then they will frustrate you because they'll be putting pressure on you that it will frustrate you, and then you send money to them. I mean the MTN or maybe mobile money fraud. But is it you people, the graduates of the computer science, who are behind all these innovations?
I'm not serious, but I can say yes. Most people, if you are IT inclined, those are the people that can do this. And they have some boys that also do that for them. You get a person, then they will do the necessary business. Because if you are not IT inclined, how can you do that? And most of them, I can also say that most of them, they are from the offices themselves. Because some of them, how do they know the specific amount in your money? They are going beyond predicting. They are going beyond predicting. They will tell you exactly the amount in your wallet and stuff. So how were they able to say those things? They will tell you your last transaction and stuff. So it is probably from the office or someone who get a very higher knowledge about computing. If I don't, how will I tell those things? Those days they have some minor stuff that you even be aware of. Now, even they can send you prompt. They send cash out this statement on our listing. You might not even be able to press the cash out, but you can see that they sent you a notification that your church has sent you this thing to confirm. This company has sent. How were they able to do that? Either from the company or from a very knowledgeable person in IT. But I believe I will not do that. Fine, I learned the IT for myself, not for to be fraud. Not for fraud. I didn't want to.
He's a Christian. He used to be. He's a Christian.
Yeah.
He used to be a Christian. He's still a Christian.
Okay.
He's an automatic Christian.
So that is that, boy.
Okay.
I guess you are not a graduate yet. Yeah?
Well, champion, I'm not a graduate. I'm still in the university.
So you will soon be a graduate.
Champion, very true.
You are offering
mathematics in education, BSc in mathematics.
So you will soon be a teacher, right?
I will soon be probably a teacher.
Okay. So where do you think that our education system is going now?
Okay, so when we check our education system, since the last decades, Kwame Nkrumah time to today, there has been a very little improvement. And it's because of how the leaders who are in that kind of higher position in education is managing staffs.
Okay. Recently we learned that Akufo-Addo has introduced some free education system. Even I heard that they will soon increase it to the tertiary level. Do you think the free education is affecting the education system negatively?
Okay, so I believe that going to school for free is not a bad thing because people are facing a lot of financial difficulties. So for people to go to school for free is not a bad thing. But you want to ask yourself as a country that, am I capable of doing it? Because what I see Akufo-Addo doing is to let people go to school for free. But when you say free education, it's not what Akufo-Addo is giving, because education is different from schooling. So if you allow a lot of people to go to school, that's not giving them education, because we've heard a lot of complaints. Some of our colleagues, they will go to internship and come back, and then the feedback they are giving is that.
But I also believe that there are some geniuses out there. They are in a house. They passed their WASI, their BEC, but they couldn't get access to it. Okay. University and even secondary school. Don't you think this thing is helpful?
Okay, I think what other country do to solve this problem, because we know that people who are brilliant but needy. So what other countries like US or maybe China or other big countries do is to provide a scholarship system. So you said you are, so that level, you've not gotten there, because that level, they know the amount of money that your family is making. So maybe they can see that your family is making an amount of, let's say, 10,000 Ghana cedis a year. And so if you are having 6 siblings, can your parents be able to pay the school fees of all of you based on the amount of money that they are collecting? So if you say that, okay, they are collecting 20,000, and then the school fees for maybe 6 children for the year can be 2,000, which is maybe just a small fraction of the amount of money that they are collecting as maybe as workers, then we can say that, okay, we go to school and pay. But if your family cannot be able to do that, we provide a need-based scholarship. That's what they do. Need-based scholarship. They give you the scholarship because you are needy, but you are brilliant. So that you just go and just say that, okay, this person wants to go to school, but the person is poor, so you give the person a scholarship. No, the person has to meet certain criteria. Maybe the person is brilliant. The person maybe apart from not brilliant like academically or only academic, maybe the person can be maybe a talented person, can do things, or maybe create stars or something like that. Innovative person. So you can base on that thing and say that, okay, this person should get this amount of scholarship to help the person go to school. So that's what Akufo-Addo was supposed to introduce before he made this thing free education for everybody to go. And he didn't even set any criteria. So when you go to the education system, everybody is, yes, the students, they are fooling around. But they know that whatever happens, they are going to go to school. So you see a lot of students cursing president for going to exams or to meet difficult questions, which is crazy.
And before I want to ask again, why do you enter into the teaching field? Is it because you think you are going to make more money there, or is because you love teaching?
Okay.
Because I'm not done yet. Because I overheard that they say teaching is not for making money. Stop, don't laugh, because this one. Fine. So when you look into our education system, a lot of teachers, trained teachers are there. Some of them, they are for basic education, and when you look at their salary, earning and stuff, you realize that teachers are really suffering. But still, majority are still entering into the teaching business. Is it because of there is no other option, or there's money in it and we don't know, or better still, I don't know. Why do you think the teaching field is your way out? Why do you think that?
So many questions now. Like, so I'll answer the first question.
Even those plenty questions, they are just targeting to one aspect. Asking you why you entered, because me, I believe there's no money, because that's what I was made to believe, that there is no money in it. So why did you enter there?
Okay, so the reason why I entered teaching, especially to become a mathematics teacher, is because I saw that, okay, a lot of people need help in mathematics, because mathematics is all about logic, and you can't be a very good computer science student if you don't know mathematics.
Masa, it's not computer science student matter. So are you trying to tell me that you have already entered into the computer science system and went out?
I'm
you are cheating us.
I'm saying that I want to try to say that computer now is changing the world.
Yeah, that is the.
But you can't be a good computer science student if you don't know mathematics.
Yeah, that one is.
So you want teachers. You want teachers who can, at the basic level or maybe at the elementary level, help train maybe the 21st century learners and to become good mathematicians. So that if they in the future they will choose to maybe pursue maybe courses like physics, chemistry, or maybe computer science, they will have that kind of strong mathematical background to be able to pursue all these things. So you need some such teachers. So that's why I chose mathematics too. And I was inspired by a lot of mathematics teachers. And because I struggled to learn mathematics, I feel like if I can also go there and work. And aside from that, people say that teaching doesn't pay much, which Akufo-Addo said that you can't become a millionaire.
No, it's true. It's not only him that's saying that. I believe that I have friends who are teachers, I have brothers and sisters.
So that aspect, you see, we say that time is money. And as a teacher or mathematics teacher, if I can learn my content very well, because to become an effective teacher, you have to know your content.
Yes.
You have to knowledge, and then you have to have maybe classroom management skills. So if I know the classroom management skills, I know the basic teaching stuffs, and I know the content very well, I can automate my work so that when I go to the class, I can go and teach effectively and then come out and also do other side business. That's what Akufo-Addo was trying to advise us to do. Even though he didn't advise us well as a somebody like.
But that is a rude comment from my side.
It's a comment which is not
acceptable, right?
But yeah, so but when you think about it, you have a lot of time as a teacher, especially the time that you are bringing laptops and then you be able to have all your lessons and stuff.
Do you even know that laptop you need to pay for it again? I've seen that they give some amount of money to me.
Okay, so
indirectly they are still charging you guys. So you should know that comment is really pointing to you guys. Because so that laptop you are still paying for it.
Okay, so that aspect of 30% that teachers should pay. When I heard it, when I was alone in the room, I spoke rudely about.
Just for a minute, me as an IT guy, I saw the specifications of the laptop and I realized that fine, even it is good. It is good. It is good actually. But why are you still paying for it? Indirectly, they will take all the money back. I believe
30%. They are paying 30%.
Okay.
But the problem is that the teachers union, the NAT in this campaign, they are not doing good work because at the end of the day, the government has the work. And he's employing the teachers, or maybe the future teachers, or maybe the current teachers to come and work for him. So he has this case that he's supposed to make sure that they're educated so that they can come and support the workforce. Right. And you are saying that we should come and teach these people, so it's like you have employed us. Okay. Now, if you employ a doctor to work in your hospital, and you bring a machine that can help the doctor maybe do a heart transplant, do you expect the doctor to pay some amount of money? You don't. So, but I don't know the reason why the union accepted, because you have given us a bunch of students that we need to facilitate. Right. So you don't expect us to pay for equipment that will help us to. We'll talk about effective teaching, talk about education technology and how we can use infographics and stuff like that, or maybe audiovisual to teach the kids. You don't expect us to pay because it's something that we are going to use to work for you. Okay. So, like when he does aside, maybe. When he go to the Parliament House, anything that is there to help him maybe do his job, he pay some percentage, which shouldn't be so. Okay. So I think that the union did a very bad job.
All right. So my last question: do you think comparing the earlier days educational system to this our modern one or the current one, what do you have to say about student performance? Was it better before now or now before then? How?
Okay. So when you take the trends in education, we see that in the olden days, people were doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
We see the roads that we have. We see the old ones. You could see how strong they were. Even buildings, you could see how strong these buildings were.
Yeah.
What is happening is that we Africans, we don't know what is happening around us in the 21st century, because education has shifted from just the classroom. And so when you make a schooling free in the classroom alone, you have not done anything. Okay. So for me personally, if Akufo-Addo is supposed to take my advice, or if Akufo-Addo is to listen to my advice, or maybe education minister is to listen to my advice, it will be better for me to
Excellency.
His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo.
Okay, fine.
If he is to listen to this advice,
the son of one of the big sis. The son of one of the big sis.
The son of one of the big sis. So if he is to listen to my advice, it will be better to provide laptops.
Okay.
And or let's say maybe a customized phone, maybe a customized tablet for the students to use. Customized means that they can't use it for any purpose. It can be for educational purpose only, where they, because if they themselves can go and then go out the world and then have access to or be exposed to the thousands of teachers online to learn certain concepts, because sometimes
me personally I have problem with this laptop thing, because the teachers are being given laptop. What about the students? What would the teachers be using the laptop
So it's better that the students pay the school fees, and then the government can have enough money to provide. Some of the students should pay the school fees so that the government can have enough money to pay for laptop. Or if they are going to go to school, they're free, the money is there, they can have those kind of things. Because
but that will cause financial loss to the state.
Because you know King Promise. He can promise anything.
Okay, so it is better.
So he can let us have the free education. Okay. And because I think that if I'm to choose between free free schooling, which we call free education, and then providing laptops with access to internet.
Because
I think it is better
because the former president was like quality education, and someone came that free education, but they overthrown the one with the quality education. So we all choose the free education. So I think majority of Ghanaians are choosing something free.
We can't say the guy would have provided quality.
And but you believe that someone will provide the free.
No, I didn't believe that the quality. So that I mean, from day one, they didn't accept it because any friend that you know. I will tell you that from the one I didn't accept the free education because
but it happened.
It happened, but
I didn't poorly or something.
Poorly
because people are not really appreciating.
No, the thing is that